South Africa rising or struggling? Isuzu truck jobs and the global trade storm. South Africa stands at a crossroads caught between opportunity and challenge, ambition and uncertainty. On one hand, the country's automotive sector is becoming the focus of bold new investment. On the other, the wider economy faces global headwinds that could threaten its fragile recovery. Together, these stories reveal the high stakes of South Africa's fight to remain an industrial and economic powerhouse in Africa. Isuzu's big bet on Africa. Japanese automaker Isuzu Motors is moving to make South Africa the beating heart of its African truck production. Speaking in Gqeberha, company president and CEO Billy Tom unveiled plans to expand local manufacturing and sourcing, shifting more production from Japan to South Africa. He confirmed that successful pilot projects have already been carried out with truck bodies built locally rather than relying on imports from China and the Middle East. Right now, the South African plant manufactures the popular Isuzu D-Max pickup, assembles medium to extra-heavy commercial trucks, and imports the MU-X SUV for regional sales. While trucks exported into Africa remain limited, pickups already reach over 30 countries across the continent. Shout out to our dear subscribers. To our non-subscribing friends, your support is as valuable. If you can take a second to hit the subscribe button, that will be fantastic. Isuzu's next major step. West Africa, where the company hopes to dramatically expand its presence. Tom says Africa's share of Isuzu's business has already grown from 15% 6 years ago to around 23% today. The ambition? To nearly double that to 45% in the years ahead. The automaker also aims to seize opportunities under the African Continental Free Trade Area, which promises to cut tariffs across member states. But with fewer than half of those countries actively trading under the agreement, progress has been slow. Meanwhile, the competition is fierce. South Africa's own auto industry, home to major players like Volkswagen, Toyota, and Mercedes-Benz, faces an onslaught of imports, particularly from China. Today, nearly two-thirds of vehicles sold in South Africa are imported, a trend that industry leaders warn could accelerate deindustrialization if not addressed. Government targets call for 60% local content and up to 1.5 million vehicles produced annually by 2035. For now, though, local content sits stagnant at 39% and production averages only 600,000 units a year. For Isuzu, the gamble is clear: either South Africa becomes Africa's export hub for trucks, or it risks losing ground to global competition. But Isuzu's plans come at a time when South Africa's entire economy is under the microscope. Africa's richest nation is on track to extend its GDP growth streak for a third consecutive quarter, yet storm clouds are gathering. Economists estimate a 0.4% expansion in the second quarter, powered by rebounds in manufacturing and mining. Rising commodity prices have helped fuel demand, offering a glimmer of relief after years of sluggish performance. But that relief may be short-lived. On August 7th, U.S. President Donald Trump imposed a punishing 30% tariff on South African exports, among the steepest anywhere in the world. The tariffs are expected to strike hardest at automotive and agricultural industries, potentially endangering 30,000 jobs. With unemployment already at 33.2%, one of the highest rates globally, the new pressure could push South Africa's economy to the breaking point. In response, Pretoria has turned to China for a lifeline. A new trade agreement will see Beijing begin importing 5 varieties of South African stone fruit, unlocking access to one of the world's fastest-growing consumer markets. Meanwhile, with inflation subdued and within the central bank's target range, policymakers have cut interest rates by 75 basis points this year, bringing rates down to 7%. The easing has supported a 0.9% rise in retail sales, but economists warn the gains may not be enough to counter the impact of U.S. tariffs. South Africa's leaders now face a delicate balancing act, nurturing fragile growth while defending jobs, industries, and trade relationships under mounting global pressure. Two stories, one nation at a crossroads. Isuzu's bold expansion could redefine South Africa as the continent's automotive hub. But at the same time, U.S. tariffs and soaring unemployment threaten to derail its fragile recovery. Yet, across government and the private sector, there are sparks of resilience. Policymakers are working to deepen new trade partnerships and push forward long-delayed reforms, while industries like mining, agriculture, and automotive are innovating to keep factories running and jobs alive. One promising sign: investment is accelerating in renewable energy and digital innovation, with new projects opening doors for young entrepreneurs and engineers across the country. It is a reminder that even in hard times, South Africa is not standing still, and the drive to adapt, grow, and compete can be its greatest strength. The question now is not whether South Africa can move forward, but how many of us will choose to support that move one way or another. This is VlogND, Sal Pier, bringing you Africa's economic battles, global connections, and the shifting tides that will shape tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share our videos. We appreciate your support so much.